Hey guys, welcome to Wise Kracks. This week, I'm in my home studio. John is not feeling well. The same thing though, he's got this cough that I had the same cough for months and on and off. And, I've known so many people that have had this. You're not sick. We're not sick. I don't feel sick. I feel fine. John feels okay, just that he can't complete a sentence with this cough. And that's been happening a little bit. So I'm at my home studio today. And so we're going to do our own little wisecrack segment here, and let's talk about some things that's happening, and we'll get back with John next week. All right. A couple things I want to say. I went over to the Mirage yesterday and seen the Love Show, which now I've seen. I became a Beatles fan going to the Love Show. I wasn't really a Beatles fan until I went to that Love Show, and yesterday I seen it again. And Ringo Starr was there a couple days ago. Celine Dion actually was there a few days ago, bidding it a final curtain call. It's amazing to me that no one else will pick up this show. The show is so good. It's hard to believe it's not going to be a touring production or someone else in town will pick it up. I hope they do, because really good show. We're very talented people. Kind of unfair what happened to those guys over there at the Mirage. I know some employees that work there, like, they just were told last minute. It was almost like reminds me of like the internet bill, the Black Friday bill, or that went on the 25th hour, slipped it on to a totally different kind of a bill, and then they slipped a gambling bill on and then closed gambling down, nationwide. Kind of the same thing. It was on a port act, actually, if I remember, a port bill or something. So same thing here. These guys were told, we're going to have renovations and we're going to close portions of the Mirage to make way for the new Hard Rock and the Guitar Hotel. And they were just told last minute, you know what, we're going to close. We'll see you guys in 3 years. Maybe we'll hire you back. Maybe we won't. But they are giving some, I was told someone is going to get some compensation that's been there 20 years. He actually was pretty happy because he was ready to retire anyway. So they give you, I think they're giving you a month for every year compensation, something like that. So anyway, the property is really cool. I walked through there and it just reminded me of my mom and dad. It opened in 1989. So I remember my mom and dad calling me up from Vegas. It was their first time in Vegas, and they called me up and said, wow, this Mirage is unbelievable. They have a shark tank at the check-in. And yes, the shark tank's still there. And why it's not overwhelming to us now, because it's just a couple glasses of a big shark tank, and it's actually still unbelievable looking at it now, how revolutionary of a property this was. Just when it opened, I think they had to make $1 million a day, and people said, it'll never make that. Meanwhile, it made $4 million a day. So to see the shark tank, of course, the big volcano outside, and when you walk in, there's that atrium area, beautiful little bridge with the fountains and waterfall indoor waterfalls, and that open light area, that dome, which at the time was, nobody ever showed you what time it was outside. They didn't want you to know it was dark. They want you to stay in the casino, pump air in, pump that floral mist in, make you feel good, make you feel like you're in a good atmosphere. Meanwhile, they're taking your bank account. So, but however, the property was amazing. The Siegfried and Roy, the white tigers or white lions, they were white tigers. They were beautiful, and the show they had in there, and of course, Love being there. They've had many big entertainers there. I seen Al Pacino in there once. He just had a show where literally he went out on stage and let the audience ask him questions. It was so cool with Al Pacino. So there's been some really good entertainers in there, some good ideas in the place. They had a great Jewish deli, which they closed down. It was just a great deli in town, the Carnegie, and they closed that deli down. And slowly by slowly, things are fading away there. 3 more weeks to go. Now, the reason why I'm telling you guys all this, I have to get with my buddy who lets me know about all these things, but there may be a good opportunity here, because all that progressive money that's built up on all the banks and machines and stuff, they have to give that away. I don't know in what form, and I don't even know if the Hard Rock here is associated with the Hard Rock and other. If we have another Hard Rock, we had one in Lake Tahoe. I haven't even been to Tahoe anymore, but the money may have to go up there, but the money may not. They may just give it away the last couple of days. I'm going to check in on this and let you guys know even more next week, but that's something to be prepared for because there'll be a lot of positive EV opportunities when, in other words, let's say you have a bank of machines that has a progressive that starts at $10,000. It's reals, and it's up to $50,000, and no one's hit it. Well, that extra money, that progressive, actually it's the whole 50,000, let's say, they have to give that away before they close the doors to the public. So they're not just going to keep that money because people have built up that bankroll, that they've chased that progressive and built up that money to be that progressive to be so high. So there's ways they give it away. One is in drawings, where you play so much, you get points and you get drawings, they give it away. Sometimes they'll throw it on other banks of machines where, like it'll be stupid now. They'll actually throw it on a bank of machines. I've seen this happen once. It was in a different jurisdiction, but they put all the progressive on the Royal, and then when the Royal didn't hit, they lowered it to the straight flush. That's when it hit on the straight flush. So the straight flush normally paid $250, actually paid the guy $47,000. That was sick. It was. I didn't even get on that. I didn't even get on that bank. I was playing a different bank, which I thought had better value. Never realized they were going to move it to a different. The gaming. They have a gaming representative there from the gaming board. So anyway, that's something that could happen to us here, and I'll find out by next week's show. I'll find out if there's another Hard Rock property, because there was one in Tahoe, but I believe that was a different LLC or something. It wasn't the same exact company. Which is, I think, the Seminole Indian tribe. So, we try to show you some positive EV things from and some money things here and there. So that's one of them. So anyway, love. I see Mystique. I had people in town, obviously. I see Mystique a couple nights earlier. Still fantastic show. It's amazing how the people. By the way, it's amazing the people in this show as far as the foot traffic. It was a weeknight. Sunday night actually wasn't a weeknight, but it was a Sunday night when people are usually gone out of town. Sunday they go back home. Sunday night Mystique sold out. Yesterday was Tuesday night. Love sold out. 7 p.m. show sold out. So thousands and thousands of people there for these shows. Still, it shows they still can draw that type of crowd and clientele. And guys, also there's just do searches on these tickets for discount. Put the word discount tickets in. I know, there's I think Vegas.com or Vegas something. They have discounted tickets, and you can, especially if you're a local living in Las Vegas. There's some great local sites, but I expect that to be pretty crowded. I expect it to be pretty crowded. The Mirage towards the end. I'm gonna probably go in there and see if I could pick up something too. I don't know, a coffee stir, something with the Mirage on it, because that, like I said, iconic property. Opening in 1989, and it really brought a new face to the town, and it changed Las Vegas forever. So, what else? Let's see. Oh, Chicago Joe's. Oh, I went to this local mom and pop Italian restaurant. I haven't been there in 13 years, something like that. Chicago Joe's downtown. It's like being in a little. It's a brick building. It's like being in a little house and their family cooking for you. That's the way it feels like. They still have the Christmas lights up year round. I remember Rayo's did that years ago. They kept Christmas lights up year round. So they still have the lights on inside, green and red. And like I said, a little brick building. It's like you're sitting down to mom and pop food. I got some, I had a meat lasagna, which I was reading on Yelp. Yelp's the Bible to me. I go on Yelp to read food reviews and stuff. I like doing that when I haven't been to a place in a while and don't know what I want. And the same thing with, when you're traveling into a hotel, I always check on TripAdvisor. I'm not booking necessarily on TripAdvisor, but I always check TripAdvisor for their reviews. They're real reviews. So they'll tell you how good the hotel is and what the pros and cons are. Real honest reviews there. So I know I have ADD. I'm all over the place sometimes, but that's something good to do too. So Yelp for food and TripAdvisor for rooms. But anyway, going back to Chicago Joe's, like I said, It's I had this meat lasagna, which they serve in a little baking tray, just like my mother used to, make their food in a baking dish that goes in the other little ceramic baking dish. So good. Their bread's actually good. It comes from a local bakery here in town. Their bread was good. The garlic bread's fantastic. The um, the dishes that everybody had, the three different people I had, just real simple, basic spaghetti meatballs with a side of sausage, which the sausage was off the charts, they said. And the other person had chicken parmesan. He said it was fantastic. So, and when I got the bill, I couldn't believe how cheap it was. It was $100 for now. No one drinks, but it was $100 for three of us. That's really, really with garlic bread. So it was 105. Um, they were great waiters. I threw them some extra money. Same waiter, by the way, been there 18 years. So that's a good place to go downtown. Didn't even need a reservation. Just popped in at 5:30 and there it was. And just like it was before. It's by the way, it is downtown, not in the best area. So that's going to happen sometimes. You just got to just listen, keep your head on literally on a swivel, no matter where you go in town. I realize it now a little bit too. Again, when I had some friends that came in town this past week, and they were walking the strip, and they walked in which I would think would be a great section of the strip, from Bellagio all the way down to they went to Italy. So Italy is in Park MGM, which by the way, Italy's also off the chart. But make sure you bring your wallet. Really expensive, but it's great. But there's guys selling CDs. The people with the little snapping the porno cards, that still goes on. I didn't even know. But the guys selling CDs and trying to sell you stuff are very aggressive. Very aggressive. I don't like that part of this town. And listen, I know what's going on. I mean, they're allowing people to steal from the CVSs and Walgreens on the strip, but no one's going to stop someone from aggressively hawking a CD in front of you. You guys see this in the mall sometimes. You walk through a mall, and they'll hand you like a phone charger. Like if it's a phone, like literally brand new, they hand it to you as you're walking by. And most people are intimidated; they don't take it. And if you do take it, they say, "Well, this now they'll follow you and say, oh, this phone charger does this, and this." Yeah, okay. Um, what I do is I just take it and keep walking, and they'll say, "Yo, sir, wait a minute. We got to pay for that." So, "No, you handed it to me. I thought you were giving me a gift. I'm not paying for that." They'll fight you. I mean, but you want to play games? I'm great at playing games also. So, but yeah. So anyway, just watch. Don't do that on the strip, though. Do not take that item. This is a different form of. These people are much more aggressive, and it could be physical. So, the crosswalks and stuff. The places that don't have bike cops out there or bike police out there, just be careful out there. I've seen it twice, and I just forgot. I forgot. I don't really walk the strip. I'm kind of stay away from the strip, especially the traffic is just out of control here. So, but parking, I noticed parking. They charge for parking everywhere now. But if you're a local, you get 3 hours free. And I noticed we went to go see I went to the Mystique. Treasure Island didn't charge you to park. I noticed that this one, probably the only one on the strip that doesn't charge. They ask you what you're doing there. Just tell them you're going to a show. You're going to one of the shows at Treasure Island. They ask you if you're staying in the hotel. I just said I'm going to a show. He goes, "Okay, go ahead." So probably a good place to park. Not a good place to gamble, though. We all know what I feel about Treasure Island. Biggest sweat the money shop. Lots of antiques that are running the place, stealing paychecks. If old man Ruffin knew what was going on in there, he'd probably have a heart attack. But there's also some rumors about his other property, Circus Circus. I heard some rumors about it closing, or I don't think it's going to close. They have really good discounted rates, and I wouldn't stay there. But they have some cheap rooms, and the Circus Act thing. There's a little place outside that's an old school casino next door there. It's not a bad area of the strip, though. You can go across the street there, and Fontainebleau is there, and people say that Fontainebleau is doing so bad. And I heard rumors, oh my God, they may even close. Come on, they just opened. So you think they're going to close? Put it this way: they just bought a piece of property next to Fontainebleau, 5 acres or something, for $100 million. If they're not buying properties next door, and spending 100 million if they're planning to fold. At least, they may always change hands or something, but they're not going to fold. They have to probably aggressively market more customers though, because I noticed there are machines in there. The video poker paybacks, nothing special. So they're not really looking for gamblers. They just thought people were going to come there maybe because of the Fountain Blue name. Listen, Fountain Blue is in one place. It's in Miami. Okay. And if you don't know about it, it's not like it's in LA or New York or somewhere it's a big name that people travel all the time. It's in Miami Beach. It's an old school place. Yes, the original Fountain Blue. But I actually like it there. I think I told you guys, I like the pizza place in there. There's a taco place in there good. I'm hearing some of the restaurants are really good in there. And I actually like the place. It's pretty nice. So Fountain Blue. Okay. Circa. Our buddy Derek Stevens is going to be replacing some screens already in the sports book. Now, this shocks me because I think it's one of the best places in the world to watch a game. So, it's one of the best places. The Circa is one of the best places in the world to watch a game. So I'm shocked that they want to do the screens over. But that goes to show you what a private owner, when you have a private owner that owns a casino rather than a corporate owned that has to go through channels of yes and no's, and it's normally no. We can't do this, can't do that. Got to save money here, squeeze the consumer here. Where Derek Stevens just says, hey, put $5 million and replace that screen. So they're going to replace some screens there, I'm told, for football season. So that's the deal there. Sorry, guys, if I'm getting some phone calls here. Okay, so that's what I think about Circa, and I was surprised about that. Oh, I went to this local place. There's an influencer named Keith Lee. Keith actually does great restaurant reviews and stuff of places, and he gets millions and millions of views, millions. And he came over to this place called Early Birds and put them on the map. They're on Blue Diamond, maybe like Blue Diamond and Decatur area there. So I went with a group of people and waited, put my name on a list. We went over to the local casino there, real close by. I just can't think of the name of it now. There's a little casino on, it's not little no more. It's Silverton. It's not little. Went to Silverton for an hour, put our name on a list. It was an hour and a half wait, they said. Put our name on a list, went to Silverton, came back, and still 90 minutes for today became 2 hours and 10 minutes. I was like, wow, just for breakfast. So, but surprisingly, got in there, and the service was great, and the food was off the charts. Very good. They make some interesting things that are great breakfast. If you have kids, it's a great place to go. Lots of different fun things with food and stuff. It's a really good place to go. Now, here's the thing. The other day I went in for a second time, and I realized how, I don't know, is that the word? Is there? I'm not one of these guys that knows these words. Like Kardashian atmosphere, bougie, like a bougie Kardashian atmosphere. Like everyone there had like fake lips and fake asses. It looked like to me. I mean, there was like all these people, and there was fake people everywhere. It looked like a social influencer day or something. I don't think it was, but it was just maybe the place to be seen. See, I'm an old school diner guy, so I want to get in, order my steak and eggs, order my bacon and eggs with some pancakes on the side, and get out of there. Not the type of place if you're looking for that. Even though the service was friendly, the staff was friendly, it's really like a social meeting, social influencer meeting spot. Or, you need a clear head and a lot of money, I think, to eat there. The prices are okay, but it just wasn't even that real busy, and it took like 40 minutes to get my food. I probably won't go there again. By the way, for me, it's fine because I'm a cash guy anyway. I pay cash, but big signs on the door, cash only. So I don't understand that. So those type of people normally are only using credit cards because they want to write things off. So there'd be a cash only restaurant, that type of things there. By the way, it's funny. Most of the cash only places I've been to in my life are always the greatest food of all time. But they make some really good stuff in there, though. The churro pancakes are one of the things they're known for. And they also make like McDonald's sandwiches, which of course aren't McDonald's brand. They make their own brand of like the I'm not really a fast food guy. I can't think of what they say. I don't know, like an English muffin, but they make their own style McMuffin, and really, really cool. Like I said, Keith Lee was the influencer that put them on the map. Oh, by the way, so I was at one of my friends' restaurants in town here, and I said, you should really get Keith Lee in here. Your food's really good. He'll put it on the map for you. He's got millions of followers, like 21 million followers on Instagram, I think. And he said, well, we reached out to Keith Lee, and he charges $20,000. I was like, what? They charge you to come in here? Yeah, it's probably worth the ROI, but I didn't realize they're charged because they're making millions of dollars through their channels, YouTube and Instagram and stuff. I didn't realize they charge you to come in there. So that kind of surprised me. I just didn't realize that influencers charge you. So not that I'm for or against it. I just didn't think that. I don't know. I just didn't think that kind of thing happens where they charge you to come in. Let me see. So I seen this show on Bernie Madoff. By the way, I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this stuff. Anything Bernie Madoff, I'm just obsessed with. I can't believe always what he got away with and how the SEC was just, they didn't care. They just, oh no, this is Bernie Madoff, and and Bernie just talked his way through things with them, and this guy was like in charge of NASDAQ, and he had such big titles in his life. So anyway, I've seen the third or fourth. This is like the fourth thing I've seen on either Netflix or HBO on I like the real documentary. The one on Netflix now, the real one. It's been on there for about a year. Very good. I watched it for a second time. This time of the year, I can watch things. Usually football season is really impossible, doing like a dozen shows a week. But I thought about it. So Bernie Madoff made certain people money. There was a guy in Florida, billionaire, obviously. He made him all this money, and the guy actually wound up dying. He drowned in had a heart attack and drowned in his pool. I can't think of his name right now. He was in Florida, in like Palm Beach or whatever, and his wife actually gave back the profit that Madoff made him, because Madoff made him. He was the number one guy making money. He made 7.2 billion with a B. 7.2 billion she gave back to the guy that was in charge of getting the money back, reclaiming all the money and dispersing it to the clients that lost money. So that was the biggest one, was him in Florida. And I thought about it. I guess the word is clawback. That's what they're saying. I just, and by the way, the people that lost money got about 70% of their money back. Most of them, if they didn't make any money. And because of the money they reclaimed. But I thought about something. Why aren't casinos, and I've said this before on shows in different ways, casinos just aren't responsible for clawback. In other words, let's say I'm Bernie Madoff, and I go into a casino, and I lost money gambling, $20 million this trip, $10 million other trip. And altogether, I lost $50 million in one casino. And there's records of that because you get rated. And of course, someone like that, of course, they're giving them perks and opportunities. So let's say he makes $50 million. The casino makes $50 million. Well, just like the guy in Florida, they went and took the money back off, and some other different big guys, by the way, they took $10 billion back. Why aren't casinos responsible for clawback? Why don't they go to the casino and say, hey, you guys profited $50 million from my client that stole money from other clients, and we want the $50 million back. Why aren't casinos responsible? How many times, and I've talked about this before, the show that's narrated by Stacy Keach, American Greed. You see those shows, like literally like 20% of them, maybe even higher, gambling's involved. They gambled the money away they stole. The casinos don't have to give it back. It's amazing how either they're protected or there's laws. I don't get that, because in the end, casinos get all the money, like I always say. They're not responsible. I just thought that was unbelievable. I also seen another show that said about alcohol awareness and drinking and driving. And it said that like you have to take this course. And in the course, it says that any given Friday or Saturday night in Las Vegas, 50% of the drivers are under the influence of something. Wow, by the way, I Googled it. There's some ridiculous numbers. I've seen 30, 40, 50%. I never think like that. But then again, I'm not on, thank God I'm not on the road on a Friday or Saturday night here in Las Vegas. But really, Las Vegas is a party town. So that means any given night, there's that many people under the influence of something. And when I say something, you know, I guess I'm so square enough, I didn't even realize this. So if you take a gummy, which is a marijuana laced candy, and go to a show, which by the way, I'm not saying that's wrong. I went to the Spirit the other day and seen Dead and Company because my friends wanted to go. I'm not a Deadhead. I don't really know any. I know like two songs. And by the way, I didn't even know the songs. They didn't even play the songs I knew was like Casey Jones. They didn't play Truckin'. They didn't play. But anyway, I didn't realize that that's considered under the influence, but of course it is. If you have more than one, too much gummies, I don't know how they can judge that. You can't breathe into a breathalyzer, But anyway, that's what this included. The 50% though, it said marijuana or drinking. So I was pretty surprised. So anyway, that's scary. 50%. It's just be careful on the roads. And you know what? Vegas is so dangerous now driving anyway. It's unbelievable. And I'm not even blaming the drivers. There's so many times I'm driving and there's a set of cones blocking one or two lanes for a mile and there's no work going on. Nothing has happened. It's cones to nowhere. I guess they're planning on having work a couple days later. But yeah, it really is amazing that I see these. I just seen it last night. A whole bunch of cones. If you're getting on 15 from Spring Mountain going from the Strip, they put all these cones up, literally almost run into you because the cones are set wrong. They're set so stupid that I missed the turn. I had to go all the way up, turn around. I mean, and I'm just driving straight. All right after the Mirage, the Love Show. So one of my last things I want to talk about: illegal gambling charge that a buddy of mine got playing poker in South Carolina. I'm like, what? What do you mean illegal gambling? He said, yeah, the law came in, made all the gamblers at the poker table, 2 poker tables. By the way, not even any cash out. This was all chips, no cash. Made them all stand up, lined them against the wall, counted all their money in their pockets, and gave everyone an illegal gambling charge for playing poker. Like I said, there's people walking out of the grocery stores not paying. They're okay, but you're busting poker players' balls for being in a poker game. This is not the operators, by the way. They got charged too. They all have to go to court and get lawyers because they were playing poker. I did not know that was a. You know how many poker games I played in back in the 1990s and early 2000s in New York and in the city? They had poker games everywhere. All over the place. Like, I didn't know home games were that illegal. I guess you're in the Bible Belt over there. But yeah, so that's something I wanted to talk about to see if you guys ever heard of this type of charge. Pretty crazy. Oh, do you guys know about this credit card roulette too? Went to dinner with some people, some money guys too, and of course I tried to pay the bill, and they're like, no, we play credit card roulette. I've never done that. You take a credit card out, and so everyone at the table takes a credit card out. And you give it to the waitress and you let them shuffle it up and pick one, and that's the one that pays. So I thought that was kind of interesting, credit card roulette. Oh, by the way, the guy that lost, I didn't know him. I just met him for the first time. He came with a buddy of mine. He has lost 4 times in a row. He said, this is his 5th time. 4 times in a row, 5th time, they picked this card again. So, you know what? I'm an advantage gambler, so I'm always thinking he's handing him a credit card with raised symbols and numbers, so it's easier for the person to feel and just pull it out. But it's just something I thought. I didn't want to tell him in case I played him again. I want to beat him. But anyway, well, that's really it, guys, this week. Sorry for the shortened show. John will be back next week. I'll be back. We'll have some great things to talk about. And until next time, thanks for following. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like if you like it. I'm not one that tells you to like. If you don't like it, don't like it. Anyway, all right, guys. I'll see you guys next week.